What's going on, guys? I got some great news today. I finally decided to get myself a microphone that I can plug into my phone since I don't have access to, a laptop while I'm at work or whatever the case may be. Which means that these videos should start sounding a lot louder because I'm practically screaming into my phone when I'm making these videos, and you guys still seem to not be able to hear. And like for me, I re-listen to my videos, say after the fact because I don't edit these things, so I just make sure that everything worked out, everything, audio's there. And I work in a wood shop, so I'm around loud saws and all that. So what I'm doing is I have my earbuds in, my Apple AirPods in, and then I'll have my headphones on as well. And because of that, it all sounds pretty loud to me, and I can hear myself just fine. But yeah, so let's get into what I'm seeing here. So originally, I think it's on my other chart here. Originally, in our last video, we talked about this upper trending potential rising channel or rising wedge, and we were talking about how every time we came down to the support line, we would get a bounce. And recently, when we dropped down, if we looked on the smaller time frames, we would actually see that we started to break that trend line. And although we broke the trend line here, because I'll look here on the hourly time frame, we can see that, I believe this was, yep, this is where my red marker was. So I was talking about us coming down and tapping this trend line and then getting a rip. And we came down and tapped it to a T right here. And then we ripped back up. We got rejected up at this 46,000 level. And then we came back down. We kind of did a little bit of a bear flag kind of section. We dropped lower. We broke this old low here at 44,200 level. And then we ended up making a nice double bottom right below this downward trend line here. We double bottomed, and then we ripped up, and we just blew all the way through here. So, it kind of looks like potentially, a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here, and we just potentially are breaking the potential neckline at 47,200, which, that would give us a target here if this was a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, and that would give us an overall target here from the break almost up to the perfect touch point of my target, which is 50,600 if we went straight directly up from here. And if we chopped around a little bit and then made our way up, we could hit all the way up to 51,000 or 52,000. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is watching this as we're breaking out. And we do need to keep an eye on this 48,000 level, of course, but the old previous high, recently anyway, was 48,276 or something of the sort there. And we just broke that so far. So, another thing that I'm looking at, and I do have two different charts here because I have different ideas going on both areas here. So, this other idea that I have, and I still want to, keep an open mind on that rising wedge, because if that is a rising wedge and we do make it up into those levels, then we could eventually have a breakdown, lose the support of that rising channel. Once we hit the targeted move of somewhere between 50,600 and 51,500, depending on where we hit that channel, and then we could have a drop that could potentially bring us down to that 42,600 target, or we'll have to see how it plays out. If we manage to flip 48K into support, then that's a whole different ball game going on. But obviously, we can't tell the future. So this other idea on my other chart that I have, now we're looking at the hourly time frame here. This was our RSI. Now it works better for me, it looks better on the 4 hour. You can see that if we drew a trend line here on all the RSI peaks, we tapped here, we came down to the bottom. The bottom line's not as accurate. Came up, tapped the top, tapped the top, dropped, and now, as of right now on the 4 hourly, the RSI is potentially breaking out right here, and that's a key thing to keep an eye on. And then if we look at the MACD, I don't know if this matters. I never actually tried to do this here, but, as of right now, I would say that, I don't really know if we would just come up to the top of these, or I've never done it on the MACD, so I'm not really going to get into that too much. But we are getting a breakout right now, so as long as we hold up, this should rip every altcoin that we're in, everything here. So my other idea here is that this whole move that we've been having here out of this original descending triangle is, we're tapping resistance, coming back, retesting support, even buying up a little higher, showing that the buyers are in control, ripping up. Got a lot of rejection here, which means we need to flip this 48K, 47,800, 48,700 into new support. That's going to be the biggest thing for this whole run here. But it's possible that we have a nice big move up to that upper resistance, and then maybe fall back down to 47 or 48K. And if we can't hold that, then obviously we might have to look for lower targets. But my idea here, the second idea, which I'm not going to play it off of because I'm going to watch the other chart with the rising channel and make sure that I'm okay to, we're going to get through that, or if we're going to find resistance there. But my other idea is that this whole move up could potentially be a gigantic bull flag or flag pull, and this here that we're trading in is a bull flag here. And breaking this upper resistance and back testing it and confirming it as new support is going to be the key to a potential target of 64K. So that is something to keep in mind. I don't want to get too over exuberant here, but I do want to keep an eye on all of this. Now we need to obviously maintain this 47 to 48K, and we can come as low as 46,000 and hold that key previous resistance as well. And I wouldn't mind seeing that for the furthest drop, but we don't want to lose that 46K. I mean, I have a range that I like to see, and it's 46K give us a lot of struggle, but I have a range of 45,665. That's something I'm keeping an eye on for my own self, but we never actually used it as support. We did use it as resistance a few times, but 46K gave us the biggest struggle besides the 47K and then the 48 or 47.5 and then mainly this 47.9 to 48K level. So anyway, I know there's a lot of information here, but yeah, I hope this is helpful. And like I said, guys, finally, if this microphone plays out, it should be in here today, and it works out, then we should start hearing some decent quality videos. It's not a crazy expensive one, but I'm excited to see how it plays out. But let's just keep an eye on everything. But I got in a lot of altcoins here, and my ADA play, I ended up buying it at that 189 area that we talked about that it's never held. And if it back tested that and actually confirmed it as support, it would be so freaking bullish to break all-time highs. And even though I was talking about potentially coming down to the 170 area if we were to lose that 188, we didn't lose the 188. I mean, we went to about 186, but we didn't close any candles below and confirm rejection below that 188. So I was watching that like crazy while we were there, and I ended up putting in a nice big order, and so far I'm up quite a bit of profit. So I'm very happy with that, along with playing some Matic, and I've been posting some stuff on the TradingView, and I'm sure everyone's watching. If you guys are on my channel, you should find me on TradingView as well, because I post a lot more things. BCH, I'm still long from 626. I mean, I cut some profits the first run up to 637-ish. I mean, I don't think I hit 637 of my target, but I ended up taking profits in that 730 level there. I'm sorry, 730 level, and then I went long again at 626. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm just moving my stop losses up accordingly. But anyway, guys, this is a long enough video. I hope you guys appreciate this, and I do want to keep in mind that we have to be cautious at a few different levels here. We're watching 49,700, and then we're watching 50,600, and then ultimately, if we did have a gigantic wick out, we have a target 53,200. If we were to wick out, tap this, and then fall all the way back through, and then back test maybe this 47,800, and then maybe if we continued up higher, we would just be zigzagging up in this channel before ultimately we break down or decide if we're going to break up. But that's where I'm at, guys. So draw this out on your charts if anything, and keep a close eye on this. And it's pretty easy to draw. Just start with the first initial wick down here, find the second one here, and pretty much run it straight across. And then same with the top, lines here, we have a bunch of wicks that came up and tapped the upper resistance here. You can just pretty much draw it up here and line it up there, and that should give us our target. If we do rip up here, we should tap that perfectly somewhere up in this range. So we're going to want to watch those areas. All right, guys, have a good day. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy this content, please leave me a like button. It really helps me a lot. That's all I ask for. I'm just taking a little bit of time out, but I'm not doing it for you guys. No offense. I'm doing this for me because it's more fun for me, and I like just, sharing my ideas and what I see, and I learn a lot on the way. But if you guys appreciate this, please leave a like button or a comment on where you think BTC is going. Peace.